You know, one of my favorite times of the year for fishing is early in the year, and one of my favorite fish to catch is a crappie. Here we go with Patrick Sheahan to catch some crappies in the early season. Just as late winter is great for perch action, early spring is really good for crappies. They'll move into the shallows and go on a bite. Patrick Sheahan lives and fishes near Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin, and looks forward to this early crappie bite every year. Here are some ideas on how you can get in on this action wherever you live.
Boy, that was a slow take there.
You let him go a while, didn't you?
Yep. There's a few of them down there.
These crappies are shallow, and shallow fish are usually spooky fish, so we're anchoring within casting distance of the fallen trees and docks that we want to fish. There's a serious bug hatch going on, and every now and then we'll see a crappie slurp a bug off the surface. We also every now and then see our bobber go down. Now remember, crappies have soft mouths. You don't need a hard hook set. Just lift your rod to set the hook, like this. Got him. A little bigger.
Yeah,
that's a nice one.
Yes,
look at
indeed.
there. He was right there in the corner of that log. This is fun fishing with a very simple rigging. I'm using a 6-foot, 6-inch medium light Fenwick HMG rod. HMGs are as good as it gets, but a lightning rod or something like that would be just as good for this technique. Add a smaller Abu Garcia spinning reel filled with 4 or 6 pound test Trilene XL, and you're ready to go. You don't need to spend a lot of money on rods and reels to get in on this action. Put a minnow on a hook or a firefly jig, or try a small power tube on a jig, and you're set. Put the bait where the fish are, and your bobber is probably going to go down. Here's how you rig this slip bobber setup. You know, slip bobbers are a great way to present a bait to fish, especially walleyes and crappies and panfish, but they work for a lot of different presentations. The thing that makes a slip bobber so productive is it slides on your line. It's much easier to cast and reel in a fish than with a fixed position bobber. And to rig a slip bobber, all you do is, if you want your bait about 5 feet below the surface, set your bobber stop 5 feet above the jig. You want to be sure to set it a little bit higher than where you think the fish are. If you're fishing walleyes and you think they're right in the bottom, and the bottom's 7 feet down, set it to about 6 feet, so your bait is about 6 feet down, about a foot above the bottom. And this bobber stop slides in your line just like that, so you can adjust the depth easily. I then like to put a little bead in between the bobber stop and the bobber, just a little bit of a buffer there. And then you slide your bobber on. This is the new Light Bite slip bobber from Northland. It's got a brass grommet right there that allows the line to slide through there real easy, casts really nice, and they come in several different sizes. And then you put your jig on down here. You might want to put a split shot on above to add a little bit of weight. Then you put your jig or just a plain hook down here, so your bait is always presented exactly at the level where you think the fish can see it most effectively. Slip bobbers will help you catch a lot more fish in a lot of fishing situations. Ooh. Patrick has these ideas for timing this early season crappie bite. Patrick, when does this crappie bite start? Does it start right after the ice goes out?
Well, generally this particular bite, no. It's generally when the water temps get up to, let's say, between 50 and 60. I like to see anything over 58 to 63. Then they seem to be really hot. They're up shallow and they're in there. But you know, it's a good fryer.
And here are the areas we're looking for.
And like you see where we're fishing here with all these logs and stuff, it's 2 or 3 feet of water they're in, and they tuck right up in under those logs and wait for a meal to swim by, and that's what we're doing here. A little bit nicer one there.
That first fishing trip of the year is something I really look forward to, and often crappies will be the target on that first trip. If you keep in mind the crappie tips we just talked about, you're going to increase your chances for success catching crappies in early spring. Hey, open water is not that far away. When it comes here, take advantage of it. Ice fishing is here right now. Take advantage of that also. Hey, for all of us at Fishing the Midwest, thanks for stopping by. Be nice to one another. We'll see you again next time.